Hey everyone, I'm going to do an unboxing and my review on the Tree Dazzler Christmas tree lights. Also, I might add, I have a 9-foot tree I'm going to be putting these on, and I see on the bottom, first thing I see is great for trees 6 feet to 7.5 feet. And like I said, my tree's 9 feet. I have a little idea in my head, so we'll get there and see how it works later in the video. Again, this is Tree Dazzler, Incredible Christmas Tree Light Show. You can buy stackable by 2 or more for spectacular results. It says easy as one, just place ring on the top of the tree, arrange light strands, and press buttons for 16 colors and patterns. On the side of the box, it says create a dazzling light show in seconds. It shows you solid colors, red, green, white, and more. On the back, basically shows you again what the front did, but it also says still choose from the selections below. The brightly colored lights remain static: red, green, blue, white, candy cane, or rainbow. You can shimmer. In shimmer mode, lights gently transition in color and movement. Choose from colors below for the unique and shimmering effects: red, green, blue, pink, and purple, or rainbow. Or show. In show mode, you can achieve the most dramatic effects. Choose from pattern modes below to see exciting color and light movement: streaming colors, Christmas scroll, multicolored cascade, rainbow fade, or 8-color spin. Okay. So we're going to open this up, see what it's like when you first open a new box. Inside, I see you have instructions, or if you can't figure them out, Tree Dazzler important safety instructions. And this is what you have. It looks like a tangled mess, but you have this that you'll fit on over the top of your tree. That's where you can stack them apparently. And then you've got your plug. That's one thing I noticed first off, is if you have multiple sets of these that you want to plug, you can't plug them into each other. You have to plug them up each separately, so that would take a lot of plugs. And then you have your controller, steel, shimmer, or show. And another thing I do notice, because I saw how I pulled them out the box, it was kind of rough, but these bulbs are kind of like plastic. They're not like your normal delicate fill-in Christmas tree bulbs. They seem pretty durable plastic. I'm going to try plugging them up, see what they do. Okay, so I've got them plugged up. First thing I'm going to hit is the show button. These shows, did it say streaming colors? That must be the first one. And then you got Christmas scroll. That would be Christmas scroll. Multicolored Cascade. Rainbow Fade. It's fading from each different color into the next. We're on red, yellow, green, blue, pink, red, yellow. And then the last show is the 8-color spin. I'm going to hit on the controller, I'm going to hit the steel button. Got red, green, blue, white, candy cane, that's pretty, red and white, and rainbow. Now I'm going to hit the shimmer button. Shimmer, it's what I just hit. This is red, green, blue, pink, purple, because that is a kind of pinky purple color, and rainbow. All right, so I just took you through all the 16 colors and patterns that the Tree Dazzler says that it does, of course, off the tree. I will be back. I'm going to put my tree together and try out my little trick for a 9-foot tree. That's going to be a kicker for me to see whether I like it or not, if my little trick works out. So I will get back with y'all and show you my trick if it does, and we'll see what it looks like. I did forget to mention, I noticed when you pull it out it seems tangly, and they do have these little twist ties on the lights holding them together in 2 spots that you have to take off to separate and place it around your tree. Okay, so here's my tree, and I do have some of the Tree Dazzler lights on there. Again, this is a 9-foot tree, and overall I would say it worked, what my plan was. And what I did, this particular tree is in 3 sections: bottom, middle, and the top. And what I did was I put on the bottom section, put it in the stand, and then I put on the middle section. And then before I put on the top section, if you can see in there, I put in 2 of the Tree Dazzler rings in there so that they would reach to the bottom. Because if I only put them at the top, if I only put the rings at the top, they would not reach to the bottom. They came probably to about right here and stopped. So I had about a foot of tree that didn't have any lights on it. So again, I put 2 rings on the top of the second section before I put my top section on the tree. And then when I got to the top section of the tree, right now I have 1 ring on there, and I'll decide if I'm going to add another set. I have 4 total sets, but right now on the tree I have 3 sets. I have 2 on top of the middle section, and then I have 1 on the very top. And when you put them in the middle section, on top of the middle section, you did have some that actually they hung too low. They hung below the tree about a foot. And what I did, if you can see, is I came back and I kind of twisted them in a branch, and I picked them up, and periodically I would twist them in a branch to kind of pick them up so that they would stop at the bottom of the tree. So it's not a perfect match, but if you like the lights and you want to work and you want them to work, you can make them work, because you can pick them up, twist them in the branch to pick them up where they're not hanging at the bottom of the tree. Now, if you have a 6 foot to a 7.5 foot tree that these actually will fit on, then it depends on what you like, because you may still want to intertwine these green wires into your tree branches if you don't like them just hanging there. This particular one is hanging from the top ring, and you can see where it stops. So if I would have just hung them all from the top, it would have stopped right here, and I would have, like I said, about a foot of tree left with no lights on them at the bottom. So I started, I put 2 rings before I put the top of the tree on. I put 2 rings on the top of the middle section, which again made them hang lower than the bottom of the tree, and I intertwined them into the branches at the bottom, and then worked my way up so that I have the length right, and I kind of intertwined them and kind of shoved them in the branches and stuff. So we'll be back with a finished product. Personally, I'm going to take even the strands that come from the top ring and don't reach the bottom and can just hang there. I think I'm going to take them and I'm going to intertwine them in branches, because I'm not crazy about the look of the strands of strings just hanging there. So I'm going to kind of push them in there and blend them in with the tree, because I have a lot more to go on this tree. Okay, so I ended up going back and adding my 4th Tree Dazzler ring to the top of the tree. And the reason I decided to go ahead and add the 4th one was because it looked like there was not as many lights at the bottom as there was on top. There was a lot more lights up top than there was at the bottom. And even though adding the ring to the top doesn't make them completely reach to the bottom of the tree, I have about a foot where it doesn't reach, it was still far enough down that I could intertwine them in the branches, and it kind of filled up the bottom of the tree to make it look more uniform. In this particular video, I have the lights on. I have half of them, which would be 2 sets, set to red steel, and I have the other half, which would be the other 2 sets, set to green steel. Okay, so this is my finished product. The tree is finished. I've got the Tree Dazzle lights on it. Again, I used 4 sets of lights, 4 sets total of Tree Dazzle lights, 2 at the very top, and I put 2 rings on before I put the top section of the tree on so that they would hang lower. Overall, I think the tree looks pretty, but let's see if we can play with these lights a little bit. Okay, so I hit show. This is the first show, which is called Streaming Colors. Looks like it just rotates through all the colors. This is the second show, which is called Christmas Scroll. It's the red and greens. It just kind of scrolls through red and green, and they change from red to green. This is the third show, which is called Multicolored Cascade. Looks like it's changing all the different colors, kind of in a pattern. This is the fourth show, which is called Rainbow Fade. They slowly fade to different colors, and they go through all the different colors. This is the 5th and last show, and it's called 8-Color Spin. Looks like it more quickly changes through the colors. This is the first shimmer. It's Shimmer Red. Kind of like they just slowly blink on and off that color. We have Shimmer Green. This is Shimmer Blue. I do also have a pre-lit tree, so it's pre-lit with white lights, so that's probably some of what you're seeing mixed in with the blue is the white lights that come on the tree. It's not the Tree Dazzler Lights. This is the Shimmer Pink / Purple. Sometimes they look pink, sometimes they look purple, and they kind of change colors. And this is the last shimmer. It's Shimmer Rainbow. It's all of the different colors. Changing slowly. This is just solid steel red. Doesn't do anything. It's just all the lights are red and they don't flash or anything. This is steel green, all solid green. This is steel blue, all solid blue. This is the last steel color on the Tree Dazzler. It's called Rainbow. As you can, I don't know if you can see, but I'll walk a little closer so you can see. It's kind of like each color is divided into sections on the tree. You've got greens, then you've got blues, purples, pinks, whites, reds, and then back on the back side you have yellows. Again, this is the steel and it's the rainbow color. I also wanted to show you about the controllers. When you have, like I have 4 sets of Tree Dazzler lights on my tree, so I have a total of 4 controllers. And what I did, because when you plug them up, you have to turn them all on. They're not going to light up when you plug them up. They won't light up until you hit the first button on the controller. And it can be anything that you want, steel, shimmer, or show, but you have to hit a button on the controller for them to come on. So what I did to try to make it easier is the 2 controllers that go to the top of the tree, I've kind of fastened them together up top, so I know that these two go to the lights on the top. And then at the bottom, I fasten these together as the two controllers for the lights on the bottom. So, and you have to make sure if you want them all your lights to be doing the same thing, or if you want them all to be doing something crazy different, that's fine too, whatever your choice. But you have to turn them all on. Like if I wanted to all turn them on for the first time and make them green, I would have to hit steel twice on every controller initially to make them all turn green. And also, like I said earlier, these are large plugs that go to the Tree Dazzlers. They do not plug into themselves, so you end up with a lot of plugs behind your Christmas tree when you use these. That I don't care for. I had to make some arrangements this year, putting up the tree that I've never done in the past or had to do. You always have extension cords and that kind of stuff, but I've had a lot this year because of the 4 Tree Dazzlers with 4 big plugs that you can't hardly plug anything else next to them in an extension cord because their plug is so large. So, overall, my opinion on the Tree Dazzler lights. Do I like the lights? Yeah, I like them. Do I like them better than traditional Christmas tree lights? Not necessarily. Were they easier to put up? Maybe a little, but I still had to work with them. Now, if someone was to just stick the ring on their tree, they have the perfect 7.5 foot tree, they stick the ring on their tree, and they don't let the lights hang, sure, they would be easier. But again, like I said, I have a 9-foot tree. I don't care for the cord showing that connects the lights together. So I took the time to kind of hide them behind branches and hold them in certain places with branches. So it still took time to put the lights on the tree for me. Maybe not as much time as the traditional Christmas lights, but it still took time. I kind of like the look of the traditional Christmas lights better than I do the Tree Dazzler, but that's a personal opinion, and that's just my opinion and my review. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video.